We have Joan Murray. She's also at the EOC, but this one in Broward. Joan is in Plantation for us. And Joan, what's the latest there?
Well, you can see a lot of activity behind me. All the stakeholders has been very busy today. These are all the people here at the EOC, basically strategizing, keeping up to date what's happening with the storm and how they may respond. Now, here in Broward, they have asked everyone to get in place by tonight, and people are apparently listening because half the shelters originally opened are now at capacity. They announced earlier today that Pompano Beach High, Millennium Middle, Watkins Elementary, Plantation Elementary, West Broward High, Coral Glades High, and Fox Trail are all at capacity. But a little bit ago, the mayor announcing that they have opened 4 additional shelters. And of course, earlier we heard that Everglades High School had become the second pet shelter, but that is at capacity, so they're going to be announcing in about an hour now the 3rd pet-friendly shelter here in Broward. People, of course, do not want to leave their animals behind. So they say that they have additional schools as need becomes necessary, then they will open additional shelters. So at this point, again, 7 are at capacity, but they have added 4. Now, a couple of other announcements coming out. Of course, everybody knows at this point that the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport is going to be closing in about a little more than 2 hours from now. They're also telling people don't think you can take your car there, that all the parking lots are absolutely full. I know that some people think that there'd be a bit of a buffer with your car and to leave it there, even if you aren't taking a flight, but there's no room at this point to even park your car there at the airport. Also, the port is closed at this point, but they say that gas deliveries are continuing. Now, today we heard from a number of public officials coming in, including Senator Marco Rubio, who basically warned everyone that this could be slow going in terms of the response because FEMA, which will respond, is everything necessary to respond to this storm in South Florida is in another state, and they're going to have to get through down here. And he said that it could be days, so they're even recommending people have enough supplies now for 3 to 5 days. Also here today, area Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and she kind of had a message of compassion, asking people to please look out for their neighbors if they need help. We have elderly residents who may be in dire straits right now, maybe not able to leave their home. So let's listen to what her message to the people of Broward was.
Check in with folks that live near you and make sure if there's any way that you can run to the store for them if you're going anyway yourself, or if you can help them move things in from their yard. Make sure that if they need help nailing plywood to the windows or getting their storm shutters up, let's all be brothers and sisters to one another and make sure that we act as a community.
An absolutely timely message, especially now as people get a little impatient, you know, waiting in lines at the store, waiting in line for gas. So once again, in about an hour from now, we just learned that the mayor's going to hold another newser, perhaps announcing more shelters opening in Broward. But again, they are urging everyone here in the county that if you think you need to shelter, that your house will not stand the wind, then please go to a shelter. Also, they're very much urging everyone in the low-lying areas and also in the mobile home parks to make sure they take shelter. Back to you.
Joan, there was a very important announcement from Mayor Sharif in her last briefing that had to do with bulk pickup and the fact that a lot of people in Broward County have put things on the curb that could potentially become projectiles in this upcoming storm. What was the message and how serious is the concern there in Broward when it comes to people sort of putting stuff curbside?
Right, and I know that they had said, I'll have to check on what time that was going to be open, but they said if you can, take those bulk items in your vehicle or pickup to one of the transfer stations at 27 and Sheridan, they would be accepting. It might be until 9 o'clock tonight, but I'll get back to you on exactly how. But they are urging, please do not leave any of that curbside. If you cannot get it to a place, please, you know, put it into a basket or bag and put it in your garage. They don't want that stuff flying around. As you know, it can become projectiles. So I know a lot of people at the last minute were cutting and trimming and just trying to get the things that may start flying during the storm. But they do not want those out in the street. So I know where I live in Pompano, they did do a pickup yesterday. A lot of people had a lot of stuff outside, but at this point they're saying do not put anything by the curb. It's really too late.